Here are 5 foods you can eat every single day from the garden, even if you're not a homesteader. Welcome back to the Grow Yourself podcast. My name is Nicole Burke, and I'm not a homesteader. I am a kitchen gardener. I'm a mom of 4, a business owner, and I use that 4-letter word quite often, B-U-S-Y. You know what I'm talking about? Busy. Well, if you're busy and you're still trying to figure out, okay, could I have a garden and would I actually have anything I could eat from it? The answer is yes. And I'm going to give you 5 things you could eat from your garden each and every day, even if you're busy, even if you're not a homesteader, even if you've got just a small space for the garden. Number 1 is tea. Herbal teas are super easy to provide for yourself year-round, no matter how much space you have or how much time you have. These herbs grow for so much of the year. They're not picky. They're so easy to grow. You can grow them in a container as long as it's a foot wide, a foot deep. You can grow them with minimal care, and then you can harvest fresh leaves right now whenever it's growing season, and then you can harvest enough of that to hang and dry to use in the colder parts of the year. Number 2 is greens juice. Greens juice is something you could absolutely grow and make every day of the year, no matter where you live, because you have a garden. So a greens juice is not necessarily going to have something fruiting things. I've seen like Jennifer Garner's and the famous people's green juice, and it usually has like a cucumber or something like that in there. You don't have to have anything fancy like that. We're talking simply greens. So spinach, kale, Swiss chard, parsley, any other kind of deep leafy green that you might want to use to make a greens juice. All right, so we got our tea, we got our juice, but Nicole, is there anything to eat? Yes, there is, and that is, of course, some salad. Now, we're not talking boring box salad. We're talking about real delicious salad that you grow yourself in your garden. So this salad is going to be comprised of the greens we already talked about from the greens juice, kale, Swiss chard, and spinach. You're also going to have spring mix and arugula and mizunas. You can have purple mustards. You can have all kinds of herbs in there like cilantro and dill and parsley. You can have flowers, all kinds of edible flowers like pansies and violas and marigolds, chive blossoms. You can have green onions and chives and some garlic greens, all kinds of flavors, all kinds of textures, all kinds of colors. That's what we're talking about for a homegrown salad. Now, the next thing is veggies with eggs. Now, I know not everybody listening likes eggs, but listen, this is something I eat every day, and I want to show you how you could do it too. So I started with lots of greens. So in the spring and in the fall, in the salad time, I'm going to harvest lots of greens, green onions, chives, herbs, things like that, to put into my omelet or my egg dish. So those kind of things in the cooler parts of the year. Then in the summer, in the warm season, this is when you're going to harvest tomatoes and peppers and onions to put into your omelet or your egg dish. And it really kicks it up a notch to this warm season, delicious egg dish. Now, in the coldest part of the year, let's say if the garden is shut down, this is a time to have some things that are frozen. So some kale you can freeze, some spinach you can freeze, some chives you can freeze in order to make those garden fresh meals every single day, even when it's cold outside. All right, the last thing that you can eat every single day from your garden that I eat most times from my garden are all kinds of herbal dips. So herbal dips and herbal spices are things that I can enjoy year-round from my garden. So in the spring, that's when all these things start to grow. So rosemary and thyme, oregano, chives, basil, sage. And the goal is each and every time I harvest from them, I want to harvest thinking of 2 times. I want to think about my current day, what I'm going to use it for, and then what I'll use it for in the future. Because the future stuff, I'm going to dry those herbs to preserve them, to store them, and to use them later on when the weather is not so great and those herbs aren't anymore growing in the garden. All right, so those are 5 things that you could really, truly eat every single day from your garden. Even if you're not a homesteader, even if you don't have a big garden, even if you've never gardened before, even if your garden is tiny. All the things I listed can grow in a very small space. So let's review. We've got first our herbal teas. We can have that every single day. Green juices every single day. Green salad every single day. Egg dishes or proteins and veggies every single day. And then finally, herbal dips and sauces also every single day. Listen, the garden doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be huge, and it doesn't have to be a crazy time commitment on your part. All of us can enjoy all these small things every single day, and they all add up to make a huge difference in our everyday life. Just imagine every morning drinking a cup of tea that you grew yourself. I mean, 365 of those cups, it adds up. Imagine eating a salad every day that you grew yourself. 365 of those salads, they add up. So don't give up. Don't decide already that a garden isn't worth your time or your money or your energy. It is, because it's going to give back to you, even if it's small and even if you're just starting out. All right, if you want help to know when to grow all these things, you can find out at gardenary.com/calendar. All you got to do is put in 2 dates inside that calendar. We tell you all the rest of the dates that you need to know. You're going to love it, and you can get it for free at gardenary.com/calendar. Go to gardenary.com or follow me on socials to see what's coming up next. We always have a live workshop or an event happening that I would love for you to join us for. So check that out. And thanks again for listening and watching the Grow Yourself podcast. I'll see you next time.